Alright guys, welcome to a special edition of the Blissful Banter Show, man.
Yeah, welcome to the Blissful Banter Show.
Bashiri leo uko exile, uko mbali.
Mazee nimefukuzwa, mazee niko huko kwa periphery. Cheki mimi nikichungulia podcast niko like mazee wasee wanafanya mambo za.
You can chapa hii podcast without Bashiri.
But the good thing is like the person taking my seat is a very special person.
Very special person in the building. DJ Mozz himself in the building, man. All the way from Australia.
This guy doesn't need any introduction. DJ Mozz, can you just introduce yourself, because you're already a fan favorite. You are a fan of this podcast.
He's like the hosts are his fan, you guys.
Yeah, like sasa sisi tunafeel ni kama yani tuko nyumbani.
Steve Chalo anaongelea tu DJ Mozz.
Cheki unajua DJ Mozz ni inbox.
Cheki umse. Kolege relax mazee mazee tuna record podcast sasa hizi. Hata kupost podcast atuambie.
Unakumbuka akikwambia venye umse amembaia mic. Ni yake yuko.
Yake mazee hata si
literally given me a voice.
Cheki unajua alinibaia mic. Guy bwana. Umse akitoka hii podcast lazima ende na hiyo mic.
Cheki mkikosana. So ni sawa najua tusengane tukuelewana, lakini hiyo story hiyo mic.
So you
the famous microphone.
Karibu sana DJ Mozz.
Asante mazee.
Steve Chalo is also in the building. Karibu sana bana Steve. You guy bana.
Ama domo simame ama waina.
Mbona umzanga kuinama
ndo nashangaa bana. Because
Steve unataka kufanya nini bana?
What do you need to
what kind of request is that?
No.
Welcome DJ Mozz maze. Can you just introduce yourself, because I feel like my fan wetu wanakujua already.
Yes. So I go by the name Moses Kiptanui. That's by like my
by the kisiangani kishikana tupige ma keep
na hiyo imeenda
government funding maze tuko nayo.
Ndio kale maze wamejai podcast keep Tanui.
But maybe popularly known as DJ Mozz.
Yes. Mozz is short for
Moses. Yeah.
It was taken me 30 days to get that.
Was it?
Me honestly nilikuwa nadhani ni something more intellectual. Like maybe ni Mozz.
Mozart. Chikino umse ni fan wa Mozart.
Unataka art kwa hiyo Mozz ni Mozart.
Akili mtu wangu.
But it's so weird because siwezi kudanganya DJ Mozz. Mimi nilikuwa nataka kuwa a DJ growing up, ndio. So nimelearn virtual DJ. Scratch nini. Nimenunua hadi equipment. But unajua kilifanya ni quit ni nini? Kuchagua jina man. Because na feel kwa DJ the hardest half the battle ni kuchagua jina
maze, because ukosa like watu wakiniita jina ita sound fit kweli.
But pia like kuna in any jina unafikiria ni nini mnafikiria kuna mse tayari yako na hiyo.
Yeah, exactly.
But you guys know why chicks love DJs, you guys.
Don't get that started.
I was hoping we wouldn't have to go there until
you guys
it was until finger technique.
Check, let me ask him if he has a charger.
Connect to what?
That popular video of a certain chick staring at a DJ.
Oh yeah,
Maze, I've been waiting for that moment on my side. Maze, kitu happened bana. What's happening?
It happens once in a lifetime.
An isolated incident.
Sisi madume tu wanakuja hapo hivyo bro hapo sawa.
Wazi. Mabro ndio
na
hiyo mix umepiga maze ni kali maze.
Hiyo remix wazi.
Mimi nilikuwa nimekutambua bro.
Hapo nimekutambua hapo nimekuwa suche hiyo ngoma.
Like interest yako na kuingia kwa DJ ilianza.
Naweza sema ilianza a long time ago, but haikuanza DJing. Naweza like nikichapa rewind kiasi nianze kwa the actual music. I think music ilikuwa part of the reasons why nilipata whatever I got in high school. Because naweza sema mi high school masomo ilikuwa part time. I think maze karibu nipate A na maanisha A ya Ebenezer maze. Yeah, excellence.
Yeah, airplane.
You guys know my B minus ilikuwa inachungulia C+.
Yeah.
Check it minus ya mine, check it.
Iko tu hapo chini.
Huyo C.
It's an earthquake away from a C+.
I can see a plus sign.
Naelewa mbona niko huku nje siku hizi.
But you guys sorry ilinichosha you guys.
Sorry kupata C.
You guys, did it affect you? Like not getting
grades you wanted.
Okay, nasema no kwa sababu mi ilifika pahali nilijua tu hapa hivi I'm not really going that far. Sasa ni damage control pia nisianguke sana. Ilifika point nilijua like this I can't really do much but at least wacha nifanye like kani kuenda chini nisiende chini sana but
kama chini ni
below the sea level.
Literally you guys hiyo ni kazi.
Sea level. Karibu sea level. Karibu nilipata poka sea level pahali hapo
hivyo. But how about your folks? Were they into the studying thing?
Okay, of course, like normal African folks, though walikuwa like, okay, you can do whatever you want to do, but at least this side academics, it actually matters. So please just put your best. Ikifika hapa hivi, tutakusupport whatever you like.
So what was happening? Were you interested in DJing or ulikuwa msoma ngoma? But Steve, hii mic haifuniki also your guest you guys. I feel like it's high up you guys. Is it? Camera itatokea. Check it. So my name is DJ.
Ubayo na hizo mavida za wasi waki
usiforce nini na pale.
Wasi waki interview ma witness alafu wamefunika sura lakini sauti ni ile ile.
Yeah, that's better man.
So wazee sioni Saimo but
yeah.
Namjua.
So you're saying
so I was saying me generally music in high school ilikuwa part of a band. Na at least hiyo ilikuwa advantage ya kutoka nje ya chuo nini even at some point we performed before the late who was then the minister Mutula Kilonzo. Yeah, we got an opportunity to perform.
Alitoa kakitu you guys.
Alikuja tu kudance huko mbele na kaenda ukachi. Mazetu kwa tunafikiri pokea ingekuwa sorted for the rest of the time of the year.
Alafu mimi notice sawa za wote wanakuwa na dance style moja ni ile
kitu.
Hawananga ni ile mazee.
But you guys chaos that generous. So kawa wanatoanga vitu makakitu kweli.
Mazee ina depend. Unajua mimi DJ Mozz hawaku dance vizuri. Unajua
I am like as in the dance type of music like tulikuwa the a cappella kind of group
like ile
you guys were
singing yeah
so like ulikuwa like ulikuwa unafanya music high school ama ni
kapata as in the thing is okay I didn't to date I don't even think that I can sing that well. That's why tulikuwa na two good lead singers then tulikuwa tunajaza tu kwa nyuma na masauti.
So nini wase wa kujazia tu kwa nyuma. Tupendane huko.
You guys when I was in high school there's a time tuliamua kwenda kuimba ingoma ya Boys to Men ya End of the Road. Me and my other pals you guys were pretty as gonna tongelea check it
disappointment.
You guys it was terrible. I don't know why we were doing that
because I'm asking this because me I actually did music in high school.
Walai
from
so ulikuwa choir
ilikuwa
standard
prerequisite sika nimepata hii right but prerequisite
umseni msewa choir
sana mimi nilikuwa nafanya
cheki kujeni
nimeonja pendo lako nimejua yu mwema
Bashir, you guys thought you're a cool kid. You guys. I've written this guy out.
Nilipiga music hadi form 4 and then unajua music ilikuwa divided into 3. So kulikuwa na theory, kulikuwa na orals, alafu kulikuwa na folk song. Unaelewa? So folk song ilikuwa ile ku dance. So mimi
nilikuwa dance. Check it out. Ameva saisor.
Hivyo bana.
Check you guys. You guys your marks, they're cool kids in a drop. Steve kumbe you're cooler than this nigga you guys.
Zero. Me actually the reason niliingia kufanya music ilikuwa because nilitu agriculture like hata iko option ile like
okay
nilichelewa kuadmitted alafu nikasukumwa tu agriculture so mimi napiga hesabu agriculture ama music mazee ndo safi niko like mazee music iko na
kaka cool kiasi
na kabeta
now one curious thing mimi nashanga like for 4 years kwa like high school what do you actually learn in music kwa sababu me in my head mimi nakuanga tu like okay form 1 unasoma ki dancehall na ka reading movie like reading management
yeah that's a better idea you guys
in raga
wazee mnafuta production hapo hivyo
bro si hivyo mazee
siasa mnaambia mchape mtengeneze mnapewa ka vocal then mtengeneze ka beat
that's more practical
haiko hivyo mazee mimi na feel like the theory part of it ilikuwa more of like learning about classical music so kina Mozart kina ningekuwa nimesoma Beethoven ningekuwa nimesoma vizuri ningekuwa na examples kama 10 but sikujaribu honestly siwezi wadanganya
so you also in the choir and doing all those music things huh?
Me? Oh, no. I was just in the band, but I think it was the last 2 years of my high school. Then from that point on, so unajua tukakuwa singled out wenye hatuna masauti sana, tukakuwa hapo kando, but nilikuwa a large consumer of music.
Hip hop,
Nasema general pop music, African pop music, you know, before, you know, the Afrobeats show up.
So like kina P-Square hivi?
Yeah, the P-Square. This msewa Kedika anaitwa nani udimu?
Bracket, yeah.
Chidima.
That's almost mad.
That era, But then nilikuwa influenced na a lot of Kenyan DJs. Na nita admit for the first time, like the reason, or rather a large influence ya mi kwanza ku DJ ilikuwa largely from Christian DJs, like akina DJ Kroba, DJ Mozz, Sadiq, you know, DJ Touch. Kulikuwa na hiyo time whereby gospel was big.
Yeah, there was a time gospel was really big.
Yeah.
I think gospel was revered by the Safaricom Awards, you guys.
Yeah,
this is my own opinion.
Don't nasema like at least umeisema.
Sita bebe cross.
Unajua sasa ikisengana nasema kitu wako like this is our consolidate opinion
so
on
you
this
guys,
matter.
I think these guys they were doing really well. You're right, gospel was really ruling, but now these guys came with awards. And then those awards, I think they used to come with some money, right?
Yep.
Safaricom. Unajua Safaricom pia ni doza mana, So, I think now instead of writing for the Lord, I would say walianza tu ku write. No, as in they were pushed more by the hype of winning an award. After you write a song and half, I think.
Ilifika pale ilikuwa like more corporate motivated.
Yeah, instead of the Lord, you guys.
But the thing is like as long as you are in a competitive environment, I mean like sema hata kama venye hii podcast tunafanya, it's out of, you know, goodwill and everything. But the moment kutakuwa na like podcast awards or it's like there's something to fight for. Like we'd have to conform to the
rules. No, I get what you're saying, but if we still do it the way we do it, not thinking about the award, will last longer. I think you'll get more awards. But now if you do it for the award, you're not going to get that award. Because you know, art, somebody is supposed to relate to what you're doing. If you're just doing something for someone else, the audience won't relate, so they won't connect to what you're saying.
Venye tumekata awards hata before tupate.
Maze mimi nataka tu tuchape show kali.
But the reason atupati awards is because it's a decision on our end. Honestly, we are not chasing awards. Ni sisi tumezikata maze.
You guys.
But the most like so ulianza ku DJ at what point?
Naweza sema I really took it seriously right before COVID.
Right before COVID.
Right.
Did you know COVID was coming?
No, of course no. By the like at the end of 2019, because ilianza 2020, I think sometime in March, whereby ilikuwa like I think
ilianza huko Sierra ilifika huko
March. Actually nasema ilifika Australia. Much later.
You were in Australia already by then.
Because ilienda huko on 13th July 2019.
How did you decide to go to Australia?
Dem napenda venye ume overtake question yangu.
No, tumerudi hapo. Hold that.
So that's interesting, but then I beg to differ.
How I ended up in Australia. I wanted to travel, but then I wanted to study. Then I was like, why can't I use studying as a boat to travel? So fast forward, my sister was in Australia. Okay, she is still in Australia. Okay. Yeah, so
so it just happened.
Yeah, it just happened.
Is she like a resident already?
Yeah. So ilikuwa too quick fast.
And then in Calais, are there many Calais in Australia?
Yeah, of course. So it felt home as
so mnaongea kikale mbaya.
Not really.
Check it out silingudu waki.
Angi. Mamingala.
Unatembea kwa mall unasikia tu kero.
How come the many? I mean, it just happened.
I think it just happened. I seen a good explanation as to why that happened. I think by influence, like, you know.
Like bringing the people, you know.
Yeah.
Like I hear in Atlanta, kuna wa Kenya mobs sana kwa Atlanta.
Inajitaje.
Minneapolis.
Kuna Minnesota na kuna wakisi wengi. Wakisi wameja huko. So ni ile like unajua ile connection ya umepata kawa ex ngali wende nini huko alafu.
Waluya wako wapi? Waluya should tell us
Waluya
on the
mnakuwa
podcast.
divided. Sasa hata mwezi kazini muamue mnataka state gani.
You guys, man.
Yeah, so ni ile like mse mmoja alifika huko nika like story ya the reason kuna like a Chinatown in easy places kuna
Yeah, true.
like towns like unaelewa like kuna hizi particular communities in these places ni I think particularly like the most interesting fact ni like Wahindi like the reason like Indians own like they own most of the motels in the USA because ilikuwa like a way like for them to bring up their people so they'll get there they chang up like money from back home they build a motel and then they bring their people and then it's like from their people like they just continue franchising
because Steve, actually that's very interesting because Abu I don't think there's anywhere where like hakuna an Indian restaurant come to think of it iko worldwide
uko kila pahali man and the thing is like Indians are never tourists like mimi sijaona muhindi niko like umekuja huko kutembea they are here to stay
ile kitema zao wa India wameadapt mpaka wana ride mabike kwa maboda as in they use bikes for transport Indians are interesting alafu after a few years unamwona amebike van you know those guys think corporate
the Indian yesterday the DJ the Indian
from yesterday's shows
umse do yake akilipo inaingia direct Bank of India so tax
that story I was really trying to understand it Steve alikuwa anajaribu kuniexplain
shida Steve akijaribu kuexplain kitu niweze ile
taking me I'm serious
I feel like to divert from the story
but I still want to talk about the way you know these Americans in the diaspora like the way when they come back wazini msapere lakini bado wako na accent yani you know I was in Minnesota for a couple of years and
why not even so take time kuongea na feel like Africans bazetu tunakuanga na haraka ku bring the point forward like ukiongea na msemo mwenye anaelewa kile anasema anatake hizo like authoritative breaks like msemo anajua kile anasema like so okay I was in USA for like check msemo akiangalia 5 years like I want to take time what communicate information but for Africans na feel like tunafeel kuna hiyo pressure to communicate
true that's because of 844 mas 844 really bummed us out so kamwa you're following your sister to the land down under how was it when you got there but it was easy for you because your sisters
I can say
soft
that
landing
kinda of course pia character development pia ilikuja but it was a bit
character development ama culture shock
both
what do you mean by character development
character development like you're the process ya kuadapt to firstly the weather because ilifika uko right in the middle of winter at the time ninatoka kwa airport firstly my nose is blocked because like exactly at the time ilikuwa because I got there at around 10 p.m. Temperature by then ilikuwa like was it 8 degrees at Kingsford
Fahrenheit
no degrees because wanatumia metric measurements tu kama
ulikuwa umebeba winter clothes
I thought I had carried winter clothes
Tanza hizo zilikuwa za kawaida
hizi tu ni hizo nduthi tu hapa
hizo za kimende so the cold really hit you
ilinigonga vibaya sana I think the first few nights ilikuwa normal
some guys get depressed because of the cold right
actually adjusting to the weather is actually a thing because pia ikiget to summer ina getting quite extreme
so is Australia like the states where ukifika unakaa 2 days alafu unaambiwa uingie job you know like in America I've seen you know they really quickly usher you into the job market so that you can fend for yourself
the dynamics the same the earlier you get your things going the better for you so kama umekuwa maybe hosted by the right person umepata the right opportunities some people are usually very very lucky to get opportunities really really fast but many a times ina depend from person to person kama wewe ni mse umechangamka mlango zinafunguka mapema kawe ni mse tu umelalala
so like what was the first thought immediately you landed in Australia like,
my first job
first thought like it iliingia tu kwa akili
I've made it mama
nasema thinking like nimeomoka ama like I need to work hard
first ilikuwa ile state ya shock ya like what's all this happen like mtu anzaje hapa hivi like how do these people talk how do these people think
so it's like an alien environment
exactly I was like wow this is actually good but okay you're feeling happy but haionyeshi because you're absorbing so many things at the same time Yeah, because I got there in the night. So the first thing in the morning, ni kutembea kwa street. Then there is actually nobody. Then later on, my sister tells me like, hey, actually people are working. So it's very hard kupatana na wase during the day.
Oh,
so is that a common thing?
Yeah. It's in some suburbs. Because I nilienda in one of those leafy suburbs when I arrived.
Maze kite kuna wase 24 hours.
Security law.
So guys are in the offices doing their thing.
Yeah.
There are many Sudanese in Australia, right?
Yes. Especially in Melbourne. Yeah, that's so.
So like you went immediately to like Melbourne or Sydney?
No, I've been in Sydney the whole of my time.
The whole of your days.
Yeah, I've not really stayed in any other place. Of course, I've traveled to other states, but I've not really lived there.
Okay.
The capital city is Sydney or Melbourne? Sorry for my.
Okay, the thing, it's Canberra, which is in New South Wales.
That's the capital of Australia.
Yeah.
In
okay, when you write it it sounds Canberra, but it's
Canberra.
Has it always been the capital? They switched it.
The thing is, most people think that it's Sydney.
Yeah, because that's like the most noticeable.
Yeah. So it's Canberra, which is like 3 hours away, 3 hours drive away from Sydney.
Okay. But is it a smaller city?
Yeah, it's actually like out in the outskirts of Sydney kabisa. Like it's in the regional area of New South Wales.
Was the positioning of the capital city strategic according to like security and all these other things other than like an administrative factor to it? Ama ilikuwa like is it like aesthetic yenye inakaa fiti ama it's more geographic?
I can say no because because I've been to Canberra before. The only thing yenye nimeona ni their parliament, senate zinakuwa.
So it's more of administrative.
Yeah, it's more of an administrative capital. Okay. Yeah, but kama ni like the happenings and all that, Sydney ni.
I think it's just like South Africa. Pretoria is
so you want to talk kwa hii conversation.
Unakuwa bulldozer out.
So wako like sawa tuongeleze watabashira kae pale anodi for 3 minutes.
No, I'm just saying the is in Pretoria, the seat of government, and then same thing with TZ moved the capital.
Dodoma ama ni
ilikuwa Dodoma then before Dar es Salaam. Is it vice versa?
Dar es Salaam is like an island.
Dar and then they moved to Dodoma.
I think it's for that.
I think ile time ilikuwa ile time ya Magufuli ama Alia.
Yeah, because like I feel like an island is more vulnerable to attack than like if you are like
in the middle
of Dar es Salaam.
No, Dar es Salaam is a coastal city. So Dodoma
Zanzibar is the island.
Zanzibar is the island. Zanzibar is the island. So you guys, there was this Kipindi I was watching this. I think I've told these guys about it. In it, God grew tired of us. It's a documentary about Sudanese. So they were being moved to America from Kakuma refugee camp. Maze those guys were in the plane. Maze walikuwa nakula hiyo butter. Unaona hiyo butter ya hiyo spread ukipewa kwa ndege.
Oh yeah, I think
kwa ndani wanakula butter.
Ndege.
Nililia you guys nikiocheki kitu you guys. Check me.
Emotional.
Yeah, man. So I've seen, in fact, there's a buddy of ours and it's AK Dance. He's always
very
in Australia.
Good comedian, by the way.
He's always in Australia. Okay, yeah, doing comedy in Australia.
But he's traveling all over.
So immigration is easier to Australia, or what are your thoughts?
I can say no. Or like as time goes inakuwa harder because competition get higher. So like pia gava try to control the amount of people coming in who can stay here, who cannot stay here. Yeah. So as time goes inakuwa a bit strict here, but of course some states ziko more strict than others. So of course the metropolitan ones kama Sydney and Melbourne ndo competition iko juu kiasi, na pia Brisbane, but ukienda kwa the others kama Perth, Adelaide ziko a bit lower, but
but
like, catch up
like is there like like state kuna hiyo story ya green card, like because just to promote a lot of like cultures into the country, like does Australia have that, like just promoting different cultures into?
You mean the lottery?
Yeah, like a green card or something. Yeah.
Okay.
None can apply after this.
I'm asking this.
Yes. I am also
taking me on a guarantor.
Check.
The next question was, what website is it? Checking out which website is it that I can apply. But it's not as big as the American?
No. Because personally, I've not really heard of the lottery. The Australian, no.
You can share fikiria ku apply green card.
Bro, mimi apply kila
Waziri hits wrong guy.
Back you. Taking me after 3 years for DJ Mozz. So the thing about Sydney
yes, yetu inakuanga sijui October. So unasema you don't plan to stay in Australia for long, eh?
Okay, seriously for long because I don't know how long is long. Pause. Anyway.
You guys sorry pause. The first time let's give you to Nina say you guys. Yeah? I was really wondering what these guys keep saying. Who saying Kim?
Pause like why? Pause. What do you mean?
Check it, baby. You guys shouldn't to ask you. I didn't want to look like a punk. Eh? Check it by the way. You pose me nini. You sorry opposing to that.
after 1 week no aliuliza.
Where did it come from either?
Like pause and think.
Culture ya state.
Yeah, pause like just don't go beyond what I've said. Just think deep.
Okay. All right. So unasema long stay is not your nini.
Yeah, because relative. Yeah, I don't know how long, but I think I do want to come back later. Only for one reason. Corporal punishment haiko allowed Australia, man. I want to beat my kids. Kiasi tu.
Do you ever toy there, baby?
No, not yet. But I can't really imagine. Of course, I can't really imagine kids growing up without some spanking,
But you even here now you're getting creepy. No? Especially if your toy goes to this international school. Check it out, Lale. Check it, Dad. What?
I have rights.
I know my rights.
I'm feeling some anxiety in regard to how you're addressing me, Dad.
What do you mean I need to see?
Check it, baby, you guys. So Australia, it's really like the police are really in your business, huh?
Yeah. Okay, and the thing is, of course, you can pretty much raise good kids and all that, but from the way I was raised and vile pia mimi naona vitu zikiendelea, like to some extent kids really need a bit of spanking. Yeah, story for a bado namaliza therapy, dude. Let's not get deep into that.
Have you had the rule of 3? Like you need to spank your kid when they're in the 10s, teens, and 20s.
20s. See, that's a wrong rule.
20s. See, like 3 times either like akiwa between like 0 to 10, spank ile ya kwanza. And then between 10 to 20.
You guys were doubting it.
Because if philosophy yangu but I mean
you guys are doubt point yake. Check it 10 to 20.
The rule of 3s.
But you guys
so like even
20
even when you're in
20s.
I mean like when I feel like even in my 20s I made like some poor decisions.
But do you think
but do you think spanking has changed anything? Because I don't tend to think like if kuna place inafika like spanking doesn't really do much.
True. Yeah, there's an age you reach where you guys like my bros 20-year-old they unasema umsa ameshona kuliko bro wangu bro wangu is a biopsy.
Maybe not in a Luo family but like
you guys, that guy is a beast, you guys. I love Sam and the kuinoma chuma, So can you imagine trying to spank that guy? He'll lift you up.
Check the rule of 3s. Moja ilikuwa imebaki. Umebakisha moja.
You guys. Like my dad used to fix us, but until we reached around 15, 14. Because when we reached that age, what's all gonna tukambio. In fact, one of my bros ali sidestep Budango, you guys. Budango ali duda, you guys. Check. You guys, where my dad was standing, kulikuwa na vumbi.
Hapo ndio kazi ilitokea. Like check out that brother. I'm sure he's not doing that well.
Check Budango akijipanguza na kulaani.
No.
I used to fear her too much. That was a sign of arrogance. Your dad was like that. He was.
No. My dad actually, I don't think aliniguza, but my mom took every advantage of every opportunity that I went through. I think the stage of 3 ilikuwa combined into the first, I think the first 10 years baze nilikula PTSD manini.
Man, but I'm sure when you're talking about spanking a kid, it's just
kuguza tu hapa, fine tuning kidogo tu. Fine tuning important.
So that means like you really think about having a kid and one.
Yeah. Nah.
So like having a family is in the
it's in the cards for sure.
they don't grab I don't know who's watching, but utake grab mzungu fulani yuko down under.
Kama Trump.
That's how they know.
It's in the cards. Mine, by the way.
You guys, these guys are really twisted. My very innocent comment.
Come on, as in the same page here, corporal punishment. Mimi sees mind.
No, but there are many friends of mine who went to America, and their marriages. You know, these guys who marry for some marry for love, and they marry a white woman. But many of them, the marriages don't last. So many of them right now have divorced. They have pointy children all over, but now they're divorced and now they marry a Kenyan. Is there a very big culture difference?
Yes, because there's, I don't know, kuna a high rate of divorce over there, or at least from what I've seen. Unapata mtu like someone is 25, then like their second marriage. With 2 kids from different fathers.
Is that like common? Like you
ni pretty common. Mara kwanza ilikuwa inaniteka back, but with time I was like, oh okay, this is actually happening.
Just swipe right.
Ni pretty common. People like.
But like what's the other like cultural thing in kushow when you live in Australia? What's one thing in wasi wanafanya huko Kenya easy fly?
You guys open said na kusmoke though. They don't allow smoking over there.
Ameenda kuchukua zile sachets.
Alikana nataka smoke kuja hapa kwa balcony guys. Mtu atafanya tuchujwe. To ready mother you guys. Check bro maze, we need this space maze.
So
let me go check on him. You guys continue.
Okay, no worries. So
also the cultural shock like
another cultural shock. I can say there are so many, but let me just think of a good one. The way wanaongea their English, you know, the way they speak their English.
The English is really
the
English is more like, because I'm a big fan of Jim Jeffries.
Oh yeah, you know him.
He's Australian, so I feel like his English is more of the UK side. Like the way his English is more of the UK side, but it's a bit
So majority of the Australian English, like what wanaongea in one breath. You know, see kaken like how are you, like how you, where you going, like everything in one breath. So if it takes time to have an ear to listen to that, you know. So like, and then Pia like watu kushot and everything, you know, afternoon to Avo, McDonald's to Macca's,
McDonald's to
Macca's.
That's like, it means the same thing.
Yeah, it means the same thing. Like you could shorten everything, you know. You guys,
what are the like unaona venye you're divorced, huh? Like is it a very punitive divorce system ile yenye unahamishwa kwa kija yako vitu kama hizo?
Yes, everything divided by half. Kama ulileta 97% plus 3 divided by 2. Yep.
So ati
like basically math.
I'm sorry. 97 plus 3 is 100.
Like basically both of you mtaleta yenye mli contribute to the marriage to the table, then it's divided by 2 equally yani.
Alafu ndo zako zinakatwa at the salary, at the source.
Yep. Wasi ka uko na mkidi.
So kuna hiyo child support on them.
Yep.
And how are Kenyans faring, you guys, in Australia, man?
Most of them are doing good. Of course, some like now one bad thing about you know, staying abroad, nearly like at times you can't really know how someone is doing because you know the smiles and yeah. But especially during your time of COVID, things were hard for some people here. Like personally, I like in the beginning wakati COVID ili come through, I lost my job. Not because like I was sacked or anything, but there wasn't hakukuwa na job ya kuitiwa. Yeah. So unajua
were you DJing full time?
No, I don't even started DJing that way.
Okay.
DJ. Yeah. So unajua it gets to a point where unashanga like okay, leo hujaitwa job, tomorrow hujaitwa job, but before you know it 4 days imeisha lakini hujapigiwa simu.
What job were you doing?
By then nilikuwa na I was a forklift driver. Then after that I've done so many things, landscaping as well, then kafanya construction. Same J mtu wangu.
Nani anaitwaje Colonel Mustafa?
I felt that guy. I know how that feels.
Colonel Mozz.
Yeah.
Niangusha vida yangu saa hizi ningekuwa na
You guys. You guys do 580k, you guys.
To the next thing, like, do you feel like easy jobs in I think tumeongea na even like the last episode be like easy jobs in the civil that are Kenya, like Wakenya wanataka kutoka huku kwenda huko, like it's like
They do those jobs,
the
right?
same labor, but just like it's more dignified, like the wages make sense.
Yeah, kwa sababu ya like kuna minimum wage and all that, so most of these jobs zenye ziko despised hapa hivi ni actual full-time jobs na ziko looked upon very
so like
well.
Like,
Yeah, that's an actual work. That's actual work.
Unaambia mimi natoka mzee 5:30.
Yep.
Tupatane kijani 6.
Yep.
Unajua ukiambia demo natoka mzee 5:30 na masimu 6.
But do the natives do those jobs? Or it's mainly immigrants?
Yeah, they actually do. Kuna good number, but of course, kwa sababu ya the nature of the job, you'll actually find more immigrants doing the jobs.
Because the natives obviously have access to better jobs.
Inherently, the natives of Australia.
Inherently.
Like USA, kuna like the Indian.
Oh yeah.
Original natives. Like
yes.
Australia, like kuna like
Aboriginals. Yeah, they're the original inhabitants. Yeah, because just like US. Huh?
Were they black?
Yes. Actually, the majority of them are black.
What do you mean by were they? See, they're there, you guys. They're still there.
Listen, like, najaribu tu kuuliza tu like, unajua history right here na the victors.
But it's interesting how, like when I look at those Aborigine towns, like compared to the cities in Australia, they just look like some of these towns, you guys, in Kenya, you guys. What's up with the black guy, you guys? Mbona tuko so similar. Like ukienda Nigeria, you guys ushuke hapo Murtala Mohamed uchomoke, utasikia nikaa uko hapa Machakos Airport. Unajua Machakos Airport? So like have you been to those Aborigine towns?
Not a lot. Okay, nimeona some like on my way, like nikichapa ma road trips and all that, but generally naweza sema wamefinyiliwa in a way, like kind of wako segregated. Yep, they're quite oppressed.
Because I feel like the thing is, like I was watching a documentary about how the US came to be. It's like they had the original Indian people there, and
Maybe Caribbean.
Okay, I'm sorry. They had the original Indian people there, so they were the original inhabitants of the USA. So the way the USA handled it was like with treaties and all that, and then after a while, like the treaties were not enough, so they decided to use force. Like the Indians were forced into like a very small state, Kizina, and then after even being forced in that state, there was still like some violence. So right now, we're like an all Indian state, like the Indian state in the US.
Yeah, they have these reserves where they stay. These large reserves.
Originally here, and then you guys came up with the promise of giving us money for our land, and then you guys.
But I think it's the same thing with, I don't know, you clarify. I think it's the same thing in Australia. The Aborigines have large areas where they stay, right?
Yeah. They usually live in groups. Though of course, kuna wale wenye wametoka.
Like the law, like
they are protected by the law kabisa. They get easy access to to loans.
Aborigine like woman.
I tried to. Then I'm here right now.
I know that we would look like you guys. But do they get money directly from the government?
Yes. Oh, and I'm not really sure, but yes, from what I've heard, yes.
Because I've read some of that. Because sorry to interrupt you, but I've read that there's a town I was watching. They were getting money, but most of them were spending the money on alcohol.
Yeah, because majority of them, they are not really doing that well, or at least the ones that I've seen, or the ones that were shown on media. I don't know how the degree of bias that is. But many of them are not really doing that well. So even this kind of supports in wanapata, like they end up doing it in, you know, cheap leisure, drugs, blah blah.
You guys you should go and check them out on the internet. Some of those towns, they look pretty off.
Yeah.
Like if you compare it with the developments in, say, Sydney and Melbourne, each one of these places in Aka.
Like in your opinion, do you feel like who are the people who are like, I don't know, like when we take the claim as Australians, like if you go say like when we take pride in Australia, I don't know, like Kingioko, these are the Australians. Who are those people? Like, are they like obviously they're not like the Malaysian people. Are like,
No. I don't know what like I can call them. Yeah, our typical Australian is in just the white Australian, the white. I don't really know what name I can give them, but they are the native houses, the white houses. I can say, I can loosely put it that way.
Like we have a friend of us. It's called Black something.
Oh yeah.
Which guy?
Paul the Black.
Oh, Paul the Black, the comedian.
He's based in Australia, and he was giving us I think it was a joke or something. Talking about like how it is like being a black person. Like is it different being like is it like a Aboriginal person? Then there's like a black person. There's like a typical Australian.
Yeah, there is of course there is a difference. Like the more you interact with them, there are like very noticeable differences between the three kinds of people. Yeah.
But I think this, when you're in a foreign country, say like the States, or like you in Australia, most of the whites, you know, they treat you differently when they know you're not a black from there. Like you see, if you're in America, for example, then you meet a cop. The cop, when he notices you're not a black American, he'll treat you differently from the local guy from there. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Different shades of black even.
Yeah. So it's not the same black.
So it's not even racism, it's just classism.
Yeah. No, it's racism, but maybe
subtle racism in a way.
Classified racism. So you're like, these blacks from here, when you are buyer. Immigrant blacks who are decent-ish. In fact, there's a story about how black guys, I don't know if it's the same in Australia, how Africans, when they go to a white country, in quotes, they make more friends with the whites than with the local blacks. In your case, say Aborigines, for example.
It totally depends. Because the general Australian culture quite receptive to new cultures. Yeah, because actually Australia is more built up from a combination of different cultures in a way. So I can't really say that kuna that form of classism and racism, or as much. This is very subjective to my own opinion and my own experience. Yeah, so I can say they're generally receptive. Yeah.
What have you ever experienced in ulisikia kurudi tu home mas?
Like fly pale wasingisho.
Kama saa zingine tu life inakuchapa unasikia kurudi home.
I think the hardest point in the time ya COVID, vile I had to buy a lawnmower for myself, maze.
How did you survive, maze?
Vile notice like 1 week ndio inaisha, my savings are getting depleted. I still need to pay my fees, still need to pay for the house that I live in. I had a very old van. The only thing I could do at that time nilikuwa nafanya like removalist jobs, so transportation. Then I got myself a lawnmower na whipper snipper. Yeah, I could trim edges and all that. So I did that for a while before like I got another job.
And how are you getting the gigs considering guys don't want anyone around your time?
So this is the thing. I had not started DJing professionally at that point. I can actually say I started it in May. I can say like 1.5 years ago.
No, I'm saying the lawn mowing gigs.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, there are a lot of apps that you can actually look for jobs. Yeah, you know, the Airtasker, Gumtree, Facebook Marketplace.
Freelancing.
Yeah, there are a lot of free. Yeah. You can easily apply for them. The more you do the jobs, the better the reviews, the easier it becomes. So I pushed it for a while before I got another job.
And through COVID and all that.
Yeah.
Alafu videos OnlyFans ilikuwa zina perform aje?
OnlyFans ilikuwa noma mtu wangu.
It's your boy.
Take it
DJ Mozz,
fire.
just taking it slow.
Moto.
For all my fans all over the world, just have to say.
Yeah.
But then I was still a bedroom DJ maze.
Oh, yeah.
Unaipiga tu.
Alikuwa napiga but audience ni mimi. Maybe na I was dating back then. Or lack of it thereof. Ilikuwa tu mimi peke yangu.
Ulikuwa na broadcast wapi?
Nilikuwa tunajibamba.
So you just playing?
I was just playing to myself.
Hey, that's
like niko job, then I'm like in the evening I'm gonna drop a show, you know. I'll be performing tonight to myself, you know.
You never even used to upload them anywhere?
No.
But that's like perfected your skills, right?
Yeah, it did perfect my skills because with COVID came a lot of free time because I was not really working that much. So with the extra time, yeah, you know, I was kind of. So by then I wasn't really thinking that I'm actually perfecting this. Like looking at it, like with the retrospect, I'm like, yeah, actually that helped.
So when was the first time you got a paying gig, yeah, DJ?
Sometimes last year when I was actually with another DJ friend of mine at another event, then that guy got a little bit busy, then mimi nikakuja tu hapo nikamshikilia kiasi. Mimi nilikuwa tu sub, then baadaye akakuja like, by the way, kwani you've been doing this na ujai sema? Because mimi nilikuja tu naona tu mse ako busy, then I kind of know what to do here. So the guy came back and the guy anaitwa by the Swaz, big up DJ Swaz maze. Yeah.
For being busy.
So circumstances zilinipatia chance. Then from that point on ilikuwa tu like, actually this is something that I don't really mind doing. So maybe a few weeks later the same guy had another, alikuwa amekuwa double booked for 2 gigs in the same day. Then he actually reached out to me and said like, hey, by the way, I do have this gig but I'm not really able to attend, can you just do it on my behalf? So then I was like, yeah. By then sikuwa na any equipment, speaker, because the one that I had nikifanya like the bedroom gigs, they were just there wasn't really industry standard. Yeah.
So you told me your gig?
I borrowed. So I kind of because nilipatiwa way like some good advance notice. So the guy had a number of speakers, so alinipatia a few of them. Then I had just an okay controller. And I borrowed his music, like I copied his music to my head. I copied it.
Okay, so
Check mix. DJ Swaz!
They're like, no. Just look, it's not Swaz, it's me.
So you guys, is it mainly Kenyan gigs you do? It's
because the guy that I actually did the gig for, nilikuwa referred to, that guy is a promoter. So he was actually my friend, but he equally didn't really know that I was DJing. Yeah. So from that point on, ilikuwa like, okay. So before I knew it, few calls here and there. I have a birthday here, I have a birthday there.
Okay.
Yeah. For in the beginning.
Like how's the nightlife in like Sydney? Like how is it like? Like do you play mostly for Kenyans, or like how is it being a DJ in that particular city?
I can say, okay, by the virtue of me being a Kenyan, know that Niko na that.
By virtue.
By virtue of.
Umetoka inherent wameingia by virtue.
Yeah, of course, by circumstance, you'd actually easily meet Kenyans because, you know. Yeah.
Comes with the territory.
Yeah, but comes with the territory. But nimepata chance ya play here and there, whereby like they're mixed. The crowd is quite mixed.
Now Nigerians.
Yeah.
You not played for them?
Yeah, I have. Now one funny thing, the Nigerian, Caribbeans and Kenyans wako na like nearly the same partying culture. Yeah, in terms of the kind of music they do appreciate and all that.
Afro.
Yeah, Afrobeat, dancehall, nini in a cut across generally.
You go to Nigeria, nasikia, do they have clubs there, like just pure Afrobeat clubs?
No, but all clubs was in a hold events in a favor Africans coming, but or at least to my knowledge in Sydney I've not really seen any African club. Yeah.
But they have Afrobeat nights.
Yeah, Afrobeat nights, Afrobeat events. Yes,
Nasikia talking in New York, unasikia Afrobeat. Those guys are quite aggressive in marketing that Afrobeat thing. Why do you think it's doing so well?
Afrobeat, because I think in my own opinion, because like they've kind of forced it to everyone, like they actually enjoy their own music, or at least pretend to enjoy their music. So like if something is good, or if something is made to look good, you'll actually kind of appreciate it. So by virtue of influence, I think that's where Afrobeats imekuwa to get to the point that imefika manze.
The same way we have, I think we have Matata. I think they're based in
Sweden, I think.
Matata, no, it's Norway, I think.
Norway.
Matata, yeah.
Oh, it's Norway.
Yeah, Norway.
Silent, I guess.
Yeah, those guys are doing well, those Matata guys. But do they come to do gigs here? You guys? How do you think they're making money, those guys?
You see, like the way we have Kenyan artists, like, okay, Kenyans going to like a different country, creating their own music there, which is targeted to Kenyans. We have like Australians, like Kenyans going to Australia and doing music which is targeted to Kenyans. Do we have some sort of those?
I only know of 2 people, but it's not that big. Yeah.
A small podcast for the people, by the people.
Yeah, for the people, by the people. Yeah.
You guys, those Matata guys, how do they make money, man?
I feel like.
Do you think they come back here to perform? Wanaitwa gig huku. Chekiniaje? Kuna launch fulani hapa ya.
Sini walipia ndege.
Then you know there are like 5 guys, eh?
Yeah.
Mazee unalipwa so moja, you guys divide by 5, you guys.
20 kwanyes.
And then you divide it. I don't know what the currency is. They are SEK. No, but they're doing well. 3K. You guys, man. But I'm sure they're figuring it out, because their music is really good.
Yeah. At the same time, it's like we need to understand that we have like a population of diaspora outside.
Who need to be entertained, right?
The fact that like with the diaspora, I'm fine to sahau that we have people at home. So like at the same time, like the same way Antokibe is doing, like he's in the US but he's targeting the market.
Yeah,
true.
Musicians also need to have that. It's like, okay, so siko Kenya, but I mean, like I feel like music is in a transcend.
In a transcend design.
So now that you're planning to come back, are you investing this side?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
How's that going, man? I've heard horror stories about investing from far.
I think there's a channel, Lin Gugi, if I can give a free plug. There are a lot of those stories.
Shout out to Lin Gugi, by the way. Tunafaa kumuita hapa tulie. Cheki.
Those stories.
Steve, by the way, atakuja interview Steve. Cheki Steve, so wanaingilianga. You get Lin Gugi atakuita podcast yake.
Itakuwa saving grace yako. So hizo stories are watu kugongwa. Okay, it has not really happened to any of my friends, but or myself. It has not really happened, but I think there's enough stories here, people trusting their friends.
But does that affect you and you sending money back home for investments?
Of course it does, but now the problem is, like, if you're selling it to a person that you don't really trust as much, unajua hapo hivyo ni 50-50. Yeah, but if you have, like, good family members who you can rely on and depend on.
Family, you guys, I tell you what I hear guys are doing now. Now, for example, if you're building in Luandeti, you connect with the owner of the hardware. Mwenye hiyo hardware. So unatuma do hapo kwa huyo mtu.
So I end up with the draw.
Yeah, and then now, so they go.
So they call najaribu kulenga a bit.
So they take the CCTV. So, and then I think now with the CCTV, there are things you can do now which you couldn't do 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like there's this lady from diaspora who's built, I don't know, I think she's from Australia. Nilimwona kwa hii channel ya Alex Chamwada. Alex Chamwada? Hapana, Alex Chamwada, you guys.
Alex Chamwada. Daring abroad. So that mother, I think she was a nurse in Australia. She's jenga a serious building in Coastal.
Checking, my name is Alex Chamwada, and today we are looking at a house in
in the episode of Daring Abroad, we came to Australia.
This lady has a big apartment.
You guys.
So, okay, but you guys, I can hear you Right and clear from Sydney.
Alex Chamwada ni baba. Umsata kija America hata ichange accent yake.
Check, I've been living here for the last 10 years.
Chamwada wakiongea kama
Watu wake. Check, we are the children of Alex Chamwada.
You guy, Mazi. But you guy, yeah? So this chick has built a very serious apartment. So going but amejenga channel kali sana hapo kwa mtandao na hiyo accent yake. Accents don't matter.
Trademark your podcast. There's only one Alex Chamwada voice.
Kabla rudi Australia, you guys have to ingia Alex Chamwada's channel.
Check it today. I am hanging out with DJ Mozz.
Itakuwa noma mazee.
So nowadays there is remote. There is that's funny, you guys. So you can check your stuff remotely, you guys. You don't have to be gongod anymore or say diaspora. Invest in him.
But also say wanaweza ku play recorded versions. Pendua CCTV kwa mjengo yenye iko hapo neighbor.
Sasa utumi tena pesa.
Mtu wangu.
Sasa wako busy hadi 6.
You guys remember CCTV to another site. Check naona make a foundation that is good. Kumbe ni site ya msemo mwingine. You guys my father-in-law was building in its shags. He was working in Nandi. So he was building in Meru. Maze rate ya keja yake was the same as his bro's keja. Keja yake ni stop ya bro yake bila stop. You guys, that guy was using his
yeah.
This guy was funding this guy's building.
Kuna such stories.
There's always this thing about black tax. Because I feel like as Africans, once we make it out of the block. Walikusaidia kufika hapo.
Yeah, exactly, mazee. Of course.
Like una feel like according to your like white counterparts, una feel kuna hiyo pressure that uko ukipata do
ni si yako peke yako.
Just
it's not only I think it's quite common to or most black people, if not all, who kind of go abroad, then they kind of have to wanna feel like wako obligated to give back. Of course, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Of course, if you're willing, then why not? But saa zingine kuna kuanga na ile place yenye like by the virtue of you just live in the country, you wanna assume like bas now our problem is solved. So from that point on unaingizwa ma WhatsApp group hapa hivi like unaanza ku maze
unatumia ile you get
watu wanaanza ku get sick. Watu wanahitaji tu doc kiasi mse hapa ni vimefinyika maze si uone kenye unaweza fanya. Sicheze kama wewe bro.
Yeah, true, you guys.
Yeah, it happens. I think I can't even think of any person who has not really faced that outside. In one way or another, unakuwa looked upon as that solution.
Unatumia ngoma ya
especially kama wasi walifanya harambee.
Exactly. Wewe ndo tulikupeleka.
Oh yeah, true.
Kama wasi wamekelea bet.
Maze, wewe ndo unatutoa kwa hii mashida, sawa?
Ukikanga bet wewe ndo unasikizi. Gava iko na wewe ukikabet, lakini ukishinda kuna ile yenye gava inakuwa.
Kuna ule kijana anaitwa Moses tulimtuma Australia.
Hebu tupatie namba ya kijana wako. So they are talking to my dad now.
And then
pigiwa tu na like a random relative mwenye ujui.
Maze, it happens.
And then sometimes they want to send their kids to your place, right?
Exactly.
Kienda tu maji. Guys, unatokea kwa podcast na wasio ndani kuna kakitu hivi.
Bana.
Just to be clear, this is I'm not subject to any black tax.
Serious, you guys.
Alafu bro.
You guys. No, maybe it's just a human
black
thing, you guys. Look, even when you live in Nairobi, there are guys in shags who want to come stay at your digs.
Yeah.
But it's because our government is also not really performing, Like if they could make the counties as comfortable as it is here, not everyone. Like you see right now in Kenya, most of the guys after they graduate they come to Nairobi. Come say Steve, I'm saying about one max. But then you guys, how did you decide to come here? Uliamua tu.
You guys Blissful tulikuwa na nyinyi mkata.
What do you mean tulikuwa na like check muli discover option na accent.
Tulienda hizo ma workshop. Tulienda hizo workshop za comedy alafu mtu akakaa na book big you guys. Cheki mtu na book yake. Cheki so joke yangu ya kwanza. Cheki. Next time namuona kwa open mic.
Ala.
Anjituma lakini.
Uliamua kuhama. Tuma mtu wangu.
Ati silikuwa I was to come to do open mics moja 2 3.
It became a bit harder.
Then ikakuwa to like that snowball effect.
I need to get out of Nakuru.
Come to the big city. But Nakuru is a bit sleepy. So
LD, huh?
I mean, so LD. Eldoret, massive.
You grew up there, went to school there?
Yeah. So like quick fast, like I was born in Nairobi, stayed here a few years, then we moved to Eldoret where we've been for the better past. Exactly. Anyway, so my LD nilienda Kapserere Highland Academy. Kapserere Highland Academy.
Academy LD,
which is in actually ilikuwa in KU, I think, which is now Elgeyo Marakwet County. Then after that, SCKCL Limo Educational Center, which is in Uasin Gishu County. Then high school, Chebisas Boys High School.
Yeah, I remember Chebisas.
Yeah, you know the school, huh?
Were you guys good at Bake?
Not in the time that I was there.
Okay.
Not in the time that I was there. Footer, yeah, doing well with. Then after that, nikaenda Rift Valley Technical Training Institute. So then I dropped out. Then Sydney came calling.
Okay, Australia, you guys.
You guys.
Tarumbeta iko.
Ile pivot ya kutoka TV sasa.
Yeah, man.
Like kuna hizo cultural differences like ona madimo wa Kenya they are impressed by material things. Is it the same to Australia?
I think it's everywhere. Like location, it doesn't really change anything. Dynamics. Location too they change situations bad. Wembe ni ule.
Okay, so leo mzee ni father tena. Take me to hiyo swali. You guys, that is a strange question. You guys, mademo wako the same everywhere.
Yeah. Or dynamics are the human race. I think it's the same everywhere.
Yeah, man. And then you guys, I feel like as men, like a man is created to provide, you guys.
Yeah.
That's how we express our love, you guys. Yeah. And that happens everywhere. And it's not even material things. Like if you're in a hunter and gatherer society,
it could be the same.
See, the men used to get out there and hunt, you guys.
And protect.
What it?
So even used to gather like vegetables.
But the main meat provider was this.
Meat provider.
You guys, they provide both meat and meat. Cheki leo sijapata nyama
lakini kuna nyama.
Asa wakibiti wa nini?
You guys, man. So it's a human thing, you guys.
And he was like, it's different. So I was like,
okay, I think maybe what you're alluding to is I know I've read about in Western cultures. There's a lot of if you go out on a date, you go Dutch.
Yeah, it happens.
Everyone pays their own bill.
Yeah,
it's not like where them and a jua
where unamlipa.
Well, they are entitled to that.
But now wanakuingilia. In fact, dem anaweza ingilia gari, dem anaweza kosa gari, but akiingilia gari yako imechapa na ingilia hiyo gari. Check this car via hata ina radio. Check wewe hata una gari. Your light is on, your fuel. Kwani wewe uko aje?
Check wewe. On mtu wangu. Hizi ni gari.
Una feeling aje kusengana? Gari basi alafu one engine light on.
You guys don't care, you guys. But as a passenger, I should respect my car, but kama kundani. Are we good there? Yeah, bana. So I'm sure the culture is like that in Australia too. Like people try pay their own bills, right?
Yeah, majority, yes.
Even when you go out, do guys? So now, if I go out to these guys, for example,
majama, you guys plate the bills. Yeah. But can them like, especially from the Australian context, many a times when I play Dutch.
Oh yeah.
Many a times. Though pia kuna, of course, there is that crew. Yeah, unaweza inua all the weight.
So have you dabbled in the Australian cuisine?
Chick, no, I don't like Australian dishes.
I don't like Australian dishes, man.
Aussie dishes, you guys. But since hizo ndio ziko tunakula tu. But have you ever dated a white chick?
Yes, I have tried. Yeah,
was it very different culturally?
Yeah, it was, because at times it gets to a point whereby because like the difference in upbringing nini even like the way you guys communicate, unajua kuna those times when you just feel like be like where kwenda huko, like okay, how do you say that in English?
Yeah, true. In fact, my pal pal of mine was telling me the way he used to date this white chick, but alikuwa anachoka kuongea English usiku. Check, you guys, me, I didn't feel like talking English at night, you guys. And then her butt is like this, you guys. So when I'm pulling a doggy, her butt is just like this. I'm like, Atina zake ilikuwa hivi.
So it's a friend.
It has to be a friend.
No, that one is a friend. Because I've never dated a white chick. So alikuwa nasema ilikuwa hard, and then at your dem alikuwa anataka zime phone. As in they want you to connect.
Oh yeah, that's actually a thing. Well, that's actually a thing, which is good if you think about it.
Is. Yes. This guy was arguing that that's his job, you know what I mean? So he feels like, but I don't think so. Are you doing your job after 7? It's after 7, truly.
Which job?
Yeah, which job are you doing after 7, you guys? Although you could argue that the way us guys call each other and meet, you know the way they say most deals are done in the bar.
Yeah. So understandable.
So it didn't last long. It
came down crumbling, my guy. It came down crumbling.
But you guys ungechomoka na Obama, you guys, man. So unachomoka patupu, you guys.
That's why squeeze wanasemanga ogopa DJs.
Pim.
You guys. So how about politics? Does it really affect you guys? Kenyan politics. Do you guys follow it?
Yeah, okay. Nasema Australian politics is pretty boring, or at least in my own opinion. Like it's haina drama maze. Haina drama. Like even the things that trend on Twitter, like Kenyan politics maze ni vibes. Ni vibes.
So you guys really follow it from there, right?
Yeah. A lot of people do actually.
Like you follow like local legislation in our affect, like as immigrants. Okay, so
not as actively. Yeah. Not really.
Rights zenyu as like now like citizen or like many.
Yeah, I'm somewhere in the middle. Okay. So I can say okay. Australian politics, not all that to me I just found.
No, I'm talking about local though.
Local politics. Vibes mtu wangu maze.
Because I think online most of the guys who support channels, especially financially, are guys who are abroad. Now thinking as do Lima Queen, David Wafula.
That's Laila guy. Now I was saying today Mr. William Ruto.
Yeah, man.
Africa.
So I think when you're abroad, you know, you just want to get any info about home. So you just consume anything that's out there.
Yeah, there's that huge need. Like I was telling you yesterday, the easy programs that you've been doing, like the roast and all that. When you log in on Showmax when you're in Australia, you don't really see most of them. Like the roast, Comedy Riot. I actually viewed them probably in the last 2 weeks. Around they're not really visible over there. So yeah, there's that gap here, the Kenyan content. That's why, like personally, I think I subscribe to a couple of membership channels on YouTube. Just for the for the sake of support.
It's a very good way of connecting with home, right?
Yeah, it's a very good way.
Because you just feel like you're at home. So who do you watch apart from us guys? Kina Ikonini?
Yeah, I watch Ikonini. The mics are open. Shout out to them.
Shout out to
who else? There are so many of them.
Over 25 in break.
Yeah, over 25 I've not really seen.
Okay, ungekuwa na watch na ule mudhugo.
Ama ni watch inaitwa Man Talk.
Man Talk with Eli, you guys. Check, the thing about man is to be a man, you have to be manly.
You guys kumoja nitaita boy hapa you guys.
Ita.
Eli na huyo boy mwingine you guys. But you guys Steve asiko hapa.
Check, who's this guy? Why is he so rough?
You guys just too early, you guys. You guys that day you have to narrow. No, but shout out to you guys, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone who's in the diaspora.
Diaspora, man. I have a couple of my friends in diaspora, and that's why I feel like okay, studying anything, but like I feel there's a lot of Calais in Australia. I feel like that's something.
It's actually true, by the way. Yeah, it's actually true.
Right, shout out to you, Maze.
Yeah, Bill.
Who's Bill?
President. He's just a
president.
And you OG to himself. You live in a cave, Maze.
But I live in a cave, you guys.
Oh, actually, yeah. You do. Shout out to him, Maze.
It's been there for
I'll say me Kenya nafanya you guys.
It's a government thing.
Wanataka kuingia kikale sasa you guys.
I feel like we have a lot of people in the diaspora, Maze, and now you are saying like regardless that wakitoka nje still try to support
true.
Either in investments or the local supporting local content.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys are important in our journey.
Yeah, true, and that's why we have you here. Just you're a representative of all these guys.
It's been a very pivotal. Please, what's
This guy is really Jomoing. What you guys? Pivotal, inherent. Guy.
Kila hera ilienda na ikaenda.
Been a pivotal, playing a pivotal role in
Cut out.
You got your power. You want to Joshua umse. So pivotal.
Yeah, been playing a
Anyway, flow.
I'm a key player, very important.
You guys are quit.
Check it, quit history of pivotal.
No, how was I appreciate pivotal? You guys should never quit, you guys. You should use that word to the very end.
We appreciate you guys. You are saying you use to support DJ Mozz, but there is actually a biggest fan was
appreciate.
Cheers.
Before umse alikuwa anafanyanga monologues mtu wangu maze. Like the old videos mtu anakaa like I think monologuing is just a gift. Just sitting in front of a camera for 1.5 hours just speaking to someone that you imagine is listening. That's why you probably interview Smob maze. Niliona 100 views wakati umetoa points umepanda mlima mtu wangu.
Nilikuwa na vac suit you guys.
Mwaka huko katao huko nyuma.
Oh, say hata wajui. This guy really bad.
Hawajui hiyo?
Ati?
We said time travel to about 2000 we got part of the camera. So guys, as I was saying,
you know, these guys don't know how to do those videos.
Yeah.
But this guy yenyewe tumetoka mbali na umse.
And then another thing, bare knuckles.
Oh, you watched bare knuckles?
And the thing is this, like nili watch after utoke Spice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so in my head, because Leona after, I actually thought that's what you decided to do after. Little did I know like kumbe ilikuwa kitambo.
Yeah, hiyo ndio ilitupatia hiyo job ya Spice.
Interesting.
No, shout out to you.
All the guys who watch us.
keep it.
When are you leaving for?
Yeah, in a few days, this coming Wednesday on 17th, yeah, I'm gonna be back in Sydney to bring the gigs now. I'm gonna be back. Okay, probably by the time you watch this, I'll be either there or I'll be on my way. So bookings will come through.
You guys unasikianga kulia you guys ukishia?
No. Yeah, but usema tu kweli, I'll be honest, in a way kuna kuwa na that kawaru feeling ya wow, this is actually real, because actually these 2 weeks imego really fast maze. You can't really feel there's that feeling in you una feel like hujakaa enough.
Yeah,
you
true.
feel like ingekuwa to like a 3-month holiday, then you get.
How long
get
have you
back.
been away before these 2 weeks?
I came last year in March, but for 6 weeks at least. That one I stayed for a while. Yeah, but before then, of course, COVID was there, so it was 2+ years. Yeah,
But the tickets are also, you have to really cohort.
oh, of course, lazima
Because
uta.
it's you fly to Qatar, then here.
Yeah, it's usually Dubai mostly, Dubai to Sydney, but there are other stopovers like I once the first time nilienda Guangzhou in China, Guangzhou, then Sydney.
Your ticket ilikuwa cheap.
It was cheap actually. Even the plane was not full at the time we were leaving. The window seat and the 2 seats were actually empty. Yeah.
You get those cheap tickets utapigwa maskodi. You get unaenda na manga lakini unaenda towards Nax. Chukua say Nax alafu sasa turudi na Nyahururu alafu sasa tukamu.
Hizi ni za Kenya hizi
this is like an ideal to wangu. I've actually met people on the street unawasalimia kwa sababu umeona hii. And actually few people have stopped me because ya kuona.
It's an identifier.
Yeah, hii ni ka ID mse.
so like as a person living in diaspora lazima
At the end of the day you'll have to, for most people they do. Kuna you need like
ni kama identifier.
Yeah.
I think the streets waving the flag is something. Because saizi utoke na flag ya Kenya unless ni holiday or something.
Yeah.
Celebrate that something. But in a state or
Kama ni maandamano.
ouch.
Check on maandamano Monday you got the Kenyan embassy. Check it out. Hi.
Wasi wana celebrate Kenya sana wakiwa there.
Yeah, especially these events kama rugby. They are usually attended really well. For the even though rugby we are not still there hata tunapigwa, but the Kenyan vibe yenye inakuanga in that weekend inakuanga fiti sana. So during the day, kuna the event, then after parties where we bring where we bring like artists nini. Yeah, like this past one, Calligraph was there. Yeah.
Papa Jones, you guys.
Mr. Jones himself.
The OG, you guys.
OG, yeah. And also...
for the OG.
Very important. Then DJ Kalonji was also there. Grouch was there recently, less than a month ago.
These DJs are... Kama tuachane na history hapo ya kuongea DJ, you guys. Take me.
Yeah.
I feel like there's space for...
Check, I don't have a charger.
Yeah.
Do you think? Go back to your question again.
As is just how like, do you think there's like space for like podcasting to grow? Like, can we have like a live show?
Yeah, but I think Njugush is more of a stand-up show. So, yeah. I think there is, to be honest.
Steve, maybe.
I think there is, by the way.
No, I think eventually we'll be coming there to match up my live shows.
Especially with the Kenyan podcasting space, like in a hit that sweet spot right now. Yeah. I think there are so many people in Yamekuja who push your movement to the point that, like, inafika hiyo level yenye sasa itakuwa.
You guys soon will be chopping Blissful Banter Sydney edition. Yeah? You guys, man.
Well, like, what's happening with the buttons?
What's happening, you guys? The button is there.
Finya.
But anyway, let's call it a day, man. So, cheers, DJ Mozz.
Good one, Manze.
Travel safe back to Australia. So, see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.